Hey y'all, I'm not sure why always start to say my computer keeps doing this, but it's not my computer. My camera keeps cutting me off, so for those of you who are joining and screaming out loud going, oh my gosh, what's happened to her face? I'm doing a beauty treatment on everything but my eyes right now, and so I'm going to just do my eyes, just something different. And I am using the Vegas Lights palette, and I am using the color Mirage all over the lid, and to kind of set the concealer that I used. And then I'm now going in with a Morphe M518 blending brush with Desert Sands, and this is going to be kind of my transition color. Tapping it off a lot because there's a lot of fallout, y'all. A lot of fallout. Okay. And we're just going to go out here first, which is where we dump down the most color, of course, and then we're just going to blend it out in the crease. And little swirly motions. And windshield wiper motions. And just all you're basically doing is laying down color, pulling out in when you're out here, and back and forth, and then blending up a little bit, just to get that color nice and blended. Okay. Again, that's Desert Sands that we're using out of the Vegas Lights. Putting most down here on the outside, pulling out in. And I have to do a little extra right here just because I have a scar right there, and for some reason it just doesn't take color very well. Okay. This is a very yellowy color, but I think it's highlighted by the fact that I am purple right now. So it may not look true colors. Okay, and then with that same brush, I am going to use, actually no, I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to switch over now to the Morphe M506, and I'm going into, let me show you that. It's more of like a very tapered pencil-y brush, and I'm going into this color right here, this Raoul color, and I'm going to roll the brush in there to make sure whenever it's tapered, I always roll the brush so it gets in all the crevices of the brush real good. And then of course we lose it all. Tape. I know people are like, why do you tap it off if you just got it on there? Because you don't want it to fall down here. Alright, so I always do one pass, and that kind of gets it off, and then I always, without picking up the brush, I twirl the edge. And see how it made a dot? It just deposits color, and then I kind of move it to the outer, and see how it keeps just depositing color. And then I roll the brush backwards and pull out in. See how that's just bringing that same, what was on the back of the brush from that roll, to kind of complete this. And then as you do your windshield wiper motions, it kind of blends it in. And again, I'm just really concentrating the color right here on the outer V, but I'm blending it through the whole crease. Again, we're rolling the brush. When I say rolling it, I mean like that. Do you see my fingers? Like that in the brush, in the powder. And again, you put down the most, one good swipe out here, and then I just, without picking up the end, just do little circles. And what that does, see how it's almost like it cleans the brush off in your crease. And then I kind of start windshield wipering it and blending upward a little bit, outward in a little bit from out here, getting that point to come in. There we go. And so now we've got a nice gradient of kind of like a white cream, a sandy, almost like a yellowy color, and then this roll. This is a very warm color. It could work for when you have a tan or just fall. I'm going to use that same brush and go underneath my eyes. This is going to be, yeah, right underneath. The reason I don't pick up my tip a lot is because when you do that, it flicks powder onto air. Like if I flicked right there, it would go right there on my nose. So I just don't pick it up. as I go underneath. And what this is doing is just giving me a nice little backdrop of color for when I put down the really dark color that's called Bada Bing. And this is another thing you can do. You can do it with your eye closed, and the eyelashes kind of act as a directive to the brush to say, stay right here. Look at that. And it takes it right off. Okay. And then we're going to use this blending brush to kind of blend that out a little bit. This color is looking like almost repulsive because of this purple. So when I do my face part in another video, I hope this will look a lot better to you. Okay, and now I don't think she has a short shader in here. That is so weird to me. No short shader? Are you joking? What do you have? What do you have? Another pencil brush. Don't want that. I want a short shader. I guess it's as close as it gets, but that's not what I want. Or maybe one of these to stamp it, you think? Alright, I know it's gross, but I use my spit to wet this. I actually don't like to use something unnatural like, MAC Prime. What am I trying to say? Fix Plus. I'd rather just use what comes out of me. My own spit. Is that gross? I know some of you would be like, yes, Beth, that's really gross. Okay. I'm going to just stamp in this dark, it's almost like a black brown right on my lashes just to kind of get that soft lined look. You can see the difference. I'm really starting to smell that Cider Lane. I love it. I love you, Cider Lane. I love you. Okay, so we're going under here, dragging it first, and then I'm just stamping it. Maybe stamp and wiggle. Yeah, it does better. Do a little bit more. I like to use one end and then just drag it. It's almost like lining it. That's what I actually do with the short shader, so maybe this is working that way. But here I'm just going to actually stamp it. And like one of those stamps says a boo-boo, that's okay because you're going to kind of, blend it out anyway. That one's not as much. Yeah, see, it's almost like liner. It's just a way to line. It's another way to line. And you can put liner on top of that too and just have line, 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 line. I could use this to do my brow, but the brow is something I'm not going to do yet. And then you also could do a little bit with this E36. A little more reinforced, darker color. And we're literally going to stay in the outer V with this color. And all I'm doing is providing depth. See how it's just got a little more depth to it than this does. I have on white pants and I'm toasting this off. Luckily it didn't toast off on my knee. Okay. You wonder, does it really matter to have this fallout thing under control? I actually feel little pieces of powder on my eye, so yes, that's not cool. And the one brand I can tell you has no fallout is Charlotte Tilbury. It's more expensive, but she's got good stuff in it that's good for your eyes, like It Cosmetics does, and it clings better. It doesn't have a lot of powder dropout. I wonder if It Cosmetics is that way too. I wonder if they use some of the same things. Wouldn't doubt it, because they're both concerned with aging and making sure that as you age, you have makeup that you're putting on that's actually good for your eyes. So that's kind of my outer color look, and we will one last time kind of blend that out. God, it's very yellowy looking. But I think because I'm so purpley looking. I don't know. It's kind of a desert look, right? I mean, it's supposed to look like this. So then I'm going to use my ring finger. As y'all know, I often do just use my finger for if I want to get a powder on. And I think I'm either going to use, I'll just use Sin City. Oh, it's orange. So this is going to be, let's see which one. Which one should I use? They're both very, you know what? We'll do one on one eye and see how that looks. Very orangey. Come up a little. And the other one's very yellowy. I don't know which one I like better, because we're going for that whole golden look. It seems that the Casino one has better pigment, or maybe I just didn't get as much on my finger. What do y'all think? This orangey or the gold? I think the orangey. Yeah, I think I like that better. So I'm going to actually go over this with it. Come up a little, just a little, right in the very center. Stay mostly here to here. Don't go back there. And come up a little. That's a little more yellowy. I'm starting to sweat. I gotta go take all this off. Okay, that's kind of the final look, except I did want to get a makeup wipe, get that off my fingers. I did want to put a little bit lighter color in the inner corner. What do we got? What do we got? This will be fine. This is an M. God, can you see that, y'all? M20, I'm sorry, an M213 Morphe. And we're going to go back to this kind of yellowish, I would say this is very matte white, and I would have liked to have had a shimmer. So we're going to do that, and we're going to call it a day. There.